All right, so we're diving into something pretty wild today, like straight out of science fiction wild.
Yeah, I feel like we're stepping into the metaverse with this one, right?
Totally. So everybody's talking about this AI influencer app. I mean, their marketing is everywhere. We've got their landing page, a couple of YouTube reviews. Like the whole thing feels like, I don't know, the future of fame or something.
Well, it's definitely playing into that like fantasy we all have, right? Of just sitting back and the internet making you
Oh,
rich.
absolutely. The passive income dream for sure.
Yeah, like you set it and forget it, then boom, you're an influencer.
But instead of you doing the work, it's your AI twin raking in those sweet, sweet brand deals.
Exactly, that's their whole pitch, right? You create this super realistic AI avatar of yourself.
Which can then, like, what, make dance videos, do product reviews, the whole 9 yards.
Supposedly, yeah.
Yeah.
And not just AI content, we're talking viral content. Millions of views, followers, the whole shebang.
Okay, so color me intrigued, but also skeptical.
Healthy skepticism is always good, especially with something this hyped up.
Yeah, there's definitely some serious FOMO marketing going on. But before we get into all that, let's break down exactly what they're claiming this app can do.
Okay, so they're really hammering on three main things. First, you get to create this hyper realistic avatar and like customizable to whatever niche you want.
So I could be a fitness guru AI
Huh.
or I don't know, a cooking AI.
Apparently, yeah. Whatever your heart desires. Then point number two is the content generation itself. AI whips up all kinds of stuff, dance routines, unboxing videos, you name it.
And all of this, of course, leads to the ultimate goal, money.
Right, which brings us to their secret sauce, I guess you could call
The
it.
infamous one-click brand deal finder.
That's the one. They even have a two-click viral booster tech. Like, come
That's
on.
all a bit much, to be honest. I'm getting flashbacks to those make money online schemes.
Well, it wouldn't be the internet without those, right? But to be fair, they do try to back it up with some supposed proof.
Oh yeah, they name drop some big AI influencers like Lil Miquela and Kirionic
Yeah?
claiming they're making bank. But is that really thanks to this app?
Who knows? That's what we got to figure out. But before we get too deep into the skepticism, we did find some reviews from people who actually tried the app.
Right. Let's hear what they have to say. So we found this one by Adam from Web Traffic Toolkit Reviews.
Hmm.
He seemed pretty level-headed about it.
Yeah, he didn't completely buy into the hype, which I appreciated. He actually pointed out that, yeah, the tech is cool, but building a successful AI influencer, like any business, takes work.
It's not just pushing a button and watching the money roll in.
Exactly. You need a strategy, you got to know your audience, that kind of thing. He specifically recommended focusing on niche markets and using affiliate marketing, which honestly seems way more realistic than, becoming an overnight millionaire.
Much more grounded, yeah.
Hmm.
The other video we found was from Health Fit Center.
Yeah, that one wasn't quite as informative.
More like jumping on the AI influencer trend without really getting into the nitty-gritty.
Pretty much. But hey, it shows how much buzz this thing is generating.
All right, so we've got wildly optimistic marketing, a voice of cautious optimism, and a whole lot of noise. How do we sift through all of this and figure out what's actually going on?
That's the fun part. We got to peel back the layers and see if the tech lives up to the hype.
And more importantly, what does it all mean for the future of, actual human influencers? Get ready to dive deep, folks, because things are about to get interesting.
All right, welcome back to our deep dive into AI influencers. So last time we left off talking about separating the hype from reality, which is exactly what we're going to try and do now.
Right, because that AI influencer marketing was slick, no doubt.
Right.
But underneath all the flash and promise, there are some big questions.
Yeah, like about the actual tech itself.
Yeah, exactly. They make it sound so simple.
Oh, yeah, like you just upload a pic, push a button, and boom, you've got your digital twin ready to take over TikTok.
But I'm guessing it's a bit more complicated than that.
Oh, definitely. Creating a truly believable AI avatar, that's some serious tech.
Like, what kind of tech are we talking?
Well, for starters, you've got deepfakes.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of those, but I don't really get how they work.
Basically, it's using machine learning, right, to like analyze and synthesize images and videos. So you can create these super realistic but totally fake versions of people.
Wow.
And then there are these things called GANs, generative adversarial networks.
Yes, okay.
Yeah, these are wild. It's like two AI algorithms battling it out. One tries to generate realistic content, the other tries to spot the fakes. And through that process, you end up with some seriously convincing stuff.
So it's not just about slapping a digital face on something. These avatars need to move, talk, emote, the whole shebang.
Exactly. And to do that well, you need to understand all those subtle things, facial expressions, body language, even voice tone.
And make sure it all matches up with your chosen niche. Like a fitness influencer AI is going to move differently than, say, a gaming AI.
Right. You don't want your yoga instructor AI suddenly breaking out some Fortnite dance moves.
Okay, so the avatar tech is more complex than they let on. But what about that whole claim of creating viral content in any niche?
Ah, yes, the viral guarantee.
Is that even possible?
Well, AI can definitely be a powerful tool for content creation. We see it already, right? AI writing scripts,
Ugh.
composing music, even editing videos. But viral, that's a whole other beast.
Because it's kind of unpredictable, right?
Totally. Virality is like lightning in a bottle. It's not just about following some formula, it's about capturing a feeling, tapping into something that resonates with people on a huge scale.
And you need that human element, right? Like to know what makes people pick.
Yeah, exactly. What makes them laugh? What makes them share?
An algorithm can't replicate that, at least not yet.
Maybe someday, but right now you still need that human touch.
Which brings us to something we haven't really talked about yet.
What's that?
The ethical side of all
Oh
this.
yeah, the ethics, that's a big one.
I mean, as these avatars get more and more realistic, how do we even know who's real and who's AI?
Right. Imagine scrolling through your feed and you can't even tell if you're talking to a real person or a bot.
That's kind of freaky.
It is, right. And that's where transparency comes in. People need to know what they're dealing with.
Creators got to be upfront about how they're using this tech.
Exactly. No more hiding behind the curtain.
Which, of course, brings us back to the big promise of AI influencer.
Making bank.
Bingo!
Yeah, those one-click features they keep touting. Brand deals, viral boosting, all just a click away.
Sounds too good to be true.
Probably because it is.
Remember what Adam from Web Traffic Toolkit said?
Oh yeah, that building a successful influencer brand, even with AI, it still takes work, right? Strategy, knowing your audience.
It's a business, not a magic trick.
Right. And brands, they're looking for authentic connections.
Can AI even do that?
Well, that's the million-dollar question.
And even if it could, you got to think about the competition. There are already tons of influencers out there, human and AI.
That's why focusing on a niche is so important. Instead of trying to please everyone, find your people, right? Your tribe.
And maybe instead of chasing those big brand deals, try alternative strategies, affiliate marketing, that kind of thing.
Right, find a sustainable way to build your brand.
No more get-rich-quick schemes.
Exactly. AI can be a tool, but it's not a shortcut.
You got to put in the work.
Always.
All right, so we've covered a lot of ground. The tech, the content, the ethics. But what happens next? Like, what does the future hold for AI influencers?
Well, that's the question we're going to tackle in part 3, so stick around. It's going to get interesting.
Okay, so we're back for the final part of our AI influencer deep dive. And things are about to get, I don't know, meta.
Meta is a good word for it.
We've talked tech, we've talked ethics, but now I kind of want to zoom out, Look at the big picture. Like,
Yeah.
how does this whole AI influencer thing change the game for influencer marketing?
Yeah, it's not just a new type of influencer. It's like a whole new playing field, right?
Right. Like, imagine brands creating these, like, perfect virtual spokespeople, always on message, churning out content 24/7.
Yeah, always on brand, never any scandals or, off-script moments.
Are we talking about the end of human influencers? Like, are they just going to get phased out and replaced by algorithms?
I wouldn't say replace, more like specialized.
Specialized, okay.
Yeah, because human influencers, they bring something to the table that AI, at least for now, can't quite replicate.
That genuine connection.
Exactly, like that shared experience, those real unscripted moments. That's what makes people relatable, right?
It's that trust factor. Right.
Yeah.
People connect with people, flaws and all.
100%. An AI influencer, no matter how realistic, there's always going to be that little something off.
A little too perfect, maybe.
Yeah, like the uncanny valley effect,
Totally. But I can see how AI could be a huge asset for human influencers.
Oh, absolutely. Like, think about it. AI tools for managing their workflow, getting data on their audience.
Even brainstorming content ideas?
Right. It's not about competition. It's about collaboration.
Humans playing to their strengths. AI doing the heavy lifting.
Exactly. The smart influencers, human or AI, they're going to use all the tools available to give their audience the best experience.
Makes sense. Now, from a brand's perspective, we touched on control, but there's also the, the cost factor.
Oh, yeah. Cost is huge.
It's like hiring human influencers can be expensive.
No kidding. But With AI, no appearance fees, no travel budgets.
No drama.
Exactly. And less risk, right? Like,
Yeah.
an AI influencer isn't going to go off script or get caught in some scandal.
The perfect spokesperson. Always on brand, always saying the right thing.
Sounds pretty tempting from a marketing perspective.
Yeah, but wouldn't that get a little boring?
Well, that's the challenge, right? How do you
Yeah.
balance that control with authenticity?
Because audiences still want that human connection, right? Even if it's a little messy sometimes.
Absolutely. That's the sweet spot brands are going to have to find.
So I'm picturing this future where it's not human versus AI, but like a spectrum.
A spectrum. Yeah, I like that.
You've got your hyper-realistic AI personalities, you've got human influencers using AI tools,
Mm.
and then maybe even some hybrids, right? Like we were talking about before.
Yeah, where the line gets even blurrier.
Which raises the question, will audiences get better at spotting the AI?
Or will it just become, like, the new normal?
It's almost like we need a new digital literacy.
Right. Learning to decode what's real, what's AI, what's a collab between the two.
And that's where transparency from creators and brands becomes even more important.
Wouldn't agree more. Informed consumers make better decisions.
Clear guidelines, ethical standards for using AI, that's got to be part of the conversation.
Yeah, open communication, the whole 9 yards.
It's exciting, but it's also a little daunting.
I know, right? We're basically writing the rule book as we go.
And AI influencer, for all its hype and maybe questionable marketing tactics,
It's definitely gotten people talking.
it's kicked off a really important conversation. So maybe instead of trying to create the next Lil McKella,
Yeah, what's a more realistic goal?
maybe it's helping small businesses or niche communities, people who haven't really been able to tap into influence marketing before.
Ooh, that's a good one. Or what about coaching human influencers on how to use AI effectively?
Yeah. Or even developing those ethical guidelines we were talking about.
See, the possibilities are endless. We've gone from unpacking one app to like reimagining the whole future of influence.
This deep dive has been a wild ride. Any final thoughts for our listeners?
Just this, AI influencers are here to stay. It's not about being afraid of the tech, but understanding it.
Right. And figuring out how to use it ethically.
Exactly. Stay curious, stay informed, and stay engaged in the conversation. Because this is just the beginning.
And who knows? Maybe one of our listeners will be the one to create the next big thing in AI influence. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, everyone. We'll catch you next time for another fascinating exploration of the world around us.